our topic tonight. And tonight's session topic, we're going to cover aspects that is far too often overlooked as adults. Okay, pure fun. It's easy to let a lot of our commitments, obligations, and expectations in our adult life deny us of the rejuvenation that comes from play for play's sake. Somewhere between our childhood and our adulthood, we lost sight of that. Or maybe your childhood doesn't remind you too much of play. Maybe it wasn't encouraged as it should have been. Either way, it's time for you to reward yourself with the many benefits that come with intentional playtime. But first, let me be clear here, okay? This doesn't mean just zoning out with your favorite Netflix series, okay? Although that can be fun in a way, right? That's also escape. We're not talking about that kind of play. Today, we're talking about play in the sense of activities that allow you to stop time and drop all awareness of your obligations and your responsibilities. The point of play is for you to simply be in the moment, in the experience, not in the goal of life, okay? There's no goal, there's no destination in mind at all with play. To allow yourself to fall into the world of joyful abandonment of the past and the future that we get so caught up in our daily lives. To give yourself just over to your favorite now, whatever that is, all right? So first, let me just name off a few quick examples of how you could bring adult play back into your daily life. If you work in a day job and you have to go back to work now, you could just be in the lunchroom or cracking up, laughing during a coffee break, tossing a frisbee at the park or the beach, playing fetch with your dog, playing with your kittens, singing your heart out at a karaoke bar, building a fort in the backyard with your children or your grandchildren, renting dune buggies with your significant other and just roaring across those dunes or backcountry trails, walking along the beach or a mountain trail. Taking part in a hobby counts as fun, by the way. My husband and I'll put pictures up later. My husband and I just returned this past weekend as we spent the weekend in northern Idaho. And we went for a up and back. It's a 34-mile bike ride on dirt roads along an old train track. Okay, it's famous. It's called the Hiawatha Trail. And I had to push through some uncomfortability as we rode through a 100% pitch black dark tunnel that seemed to go on forever, as I could not even see the end. And when I did, it was one pin, and that pin-sized light didn't look like anything to me, nor did it look like it was changing at any point. I had a headlamp, I had a bike lamp, but as I rode through this very long, dark tunnel, it's a train tunnel, with only those two sources of light, I rode through dripping water that came down from the top of the tunnel, okay? As I bounced through unseen mud puddles, okay? And I honestly loved every minute of it. Unbeknownst to me, I had to come back through that same tunnel It was a lot more fun, and I was much more courageous as I went through it again. But you see how play brought a sense of adventure for me to overcome, right, not being able to see right in front of me, to where the next time around, as it is with us in our lives, we're able to do it again. We just have to begin, we have to trust, and we have to move through it. Are you starting to get the picture? I hope so, because your options for playtime are limitless, as your imagination is. Now that you have a few ideas to spark your mind, let's get into some of the rejuvenating benefits of playtime specifically. 1, it gives you a sweet dose for your body's feel-good endorphins. As you play, these endorphins naturally release the stress and reduce the stress levels in your life. Plus, these endorphins give you that feeling, that boost, right? That everything is going to be okay. That feeling that we love to feel, feeling happy endorphins flowing through, through our being, causes us to feel alive. Everything else seems to take a backseat when that type of joy is present in the moment. Tapping into these moments of play can also have profound impact on how you approach your mentality at your job, your daily life, allowing you to not get caught up in the overwhelming stress of life. Instead, you're finding an energetic flow. It energizes you in this flow. 2, it opens new doors with your relationships. When you play with someone else, there is a cascading effect of beautiful emotions that deepen your connection. Because there is something magical that happens when you and your other, are having fun and laughing together. There is this mutual appreciation for life itself, for one and another. So, as you play more, you trust more. Intimacy develops, trust in that, right? Compassion, communication, and empathy for those around you. Now, do not misunderstand me. Do not hold yourself back because you don't have a significant other or a good friend in your life right now for playtime, okay? You do not have to have anyone to play with. Learning to enjoy life, playing especially, is important. Learning to accept yourself comes when you can accept time with yourself, find joy in that time. It's a miracle that happens. Find time to play. And number 3, playtime can give you permission to heal. And I'm all about healing, right? I wanted to address this because as I stated before, okay, playtime might have been something that was denied you as a child, that you weren't deserving of, or your pressing household chores or the farm chores or the mechanical chores, they always took precedence on your Saturday, taking away that aspect from you, giving you little time for playtime. Playtime creates the expansion of the imagination and the creativity. And when we are denied that as children, it's very difficult to pause and go, what do I want to do if I can do anything? So be kind to yourself in this creation of play as you discover the child within you, right? If this is applicable to you. Now, then there are inherited patterns of blocks to play. There are, okay, that could carry over into your adult life. preventing you from truly appreciating the daily joy you deserve. Those are those inherited patterns of having to overwork to make your money. That if heaven forbid you're having fun, there's something wrong with that. Okay. So I'd like to encourage you to start looking at your adult playtime as a reward that has been a long time coming. Okay. There is still time, no matter what age you're at, to receive a childlike bliss of play. I promise. You deserve to reclaim all the laughs, the giggles, and the energizing joy that we all should embrace every day on some level or make time for in our life. For when we are at play, we are connecting with our divine self. That version of us, who we are, lives within us. It expands. And this expansion is also energetic freedom. I didn't say no responsibilities in life. There is a difference where we feel energetically in flow. Expanding gives us freedom in our life to be creative, to expand, to bring in, to be loved. We are all deserving of these things. Me, you. Okay, now I want to share with you a special guided visualization all around our play topic. This way, you can experience an immediate shift on your own energy. So let's play, all right? I'm going to open this up for discussion afterwards. For now, let's go directly into the visualization. As usual, I cover my camera so my hand motions don't get in the way. This is all about your visualization, not watching me, okay? So I'm going to cover my camera, and I would like you, if you can, to be sitting up with your feet on the floor doing this visualization, okay? So here we go. So grateful you're here with me. Let's begin by finding a comfortable position, preferably with both feet on the ground and with your eyes closed. Let's begin. We're going to take 3 breaths. Breaths are what create balance in the body, and they bring a sense of wholeness to us. They are important. First, fill your lungs to capacity. Take a deep breath into your lungs, filling it to capacity, and hold. A little bit longer. And on the exhale, give me an exhale that I could hear if everyone's mics were off, right? Letting go of the day's tensions and the worries. You sense it and feel it release. On the next breath, you're going to do a belly breath. Take a breath into your stomach, expanding your stomach to capacity. And before you exhale, hold it. You sense, feel, and imagine there is a cord attached to the inside of your belly button, and the other end is attached to the spinal cord. Now on the exhale, the spinal cord is pulling back with this cord your stomach. As you exhale, letting go of all the breath, all the way back. There you go. Implementing this extensive energy into your spine. It activates it on all levels. As the activation begins to run up your spine, that's right, bringing balance to the body. Now on one breath, we're going to take this breath all the way through the stomach, up your vertebrae, and through your central nervous system, filling your lungs to capacity. Here we go. This is a mental exercise. It works. Taking your next breath into the stomach, bringing the stomach energy up. Come on, bringing your breath up. There you go, through the central nervous system, filling your lungs to capacity. You sense, feel, and imagine that this breath is coming up through the throat, up into the brain, activating the right and the left hemisphere of the brain, bringing balance to the brain, activating the cells, and expanding up over your crown chakra and around your body. There you go. Now on the exhale, as you release this, as you release what doesn't serve you anymore, you return your breath to normal as I count from 3 to 1. 3, you are becoming more deeply relaxed, bringing a sense of balance into all aspects of your being. 2, the sounds around you always allow you to go deeper relaxed. 3, at the sound of my voice, you sense, feel, and imagine that you are sitting on a park bench. Beautiful park bench. It's just after sunrise, and the light is dancing across the horizon. It seems to caress each hill and valley, kissing the trees and the dews on the grass, bringing with it flowing waves of rejuvenation to life. Ah, you close your eyes for a moment, feeling the gentle warmth of the sunrise wash all over your body. As you sit quietly on the park bench, you hear, so faint at first, but there it is, a little giggle. You open your eyes and you squint as you scan the park front and back of you. Nothing. You hear it again. Giggles and squeals of joy. It's getting louder. Now you hear roars of laughter. It's infectious. Just hearing this laughter, these giggles, make you smile uncontrollably. But you can't see where all this joyful noise is coming from. But it's right in front of you. It's to your left, to your right, even behind you. You notice a flash of movement. It's a small child. You can't quite make out if it's a boy or a girl. It has a blurred aura wrapped all around it, an energy that seems to wrap the child in a cocoon of safety and comfort, this creative joy and laughter with unconditional love. You sit there and are mesmerized as this child seems to zip from each part of the playground to the next. From the swinging, from the jungle gyms to the slides. An endless energy, just running and loving running, playing to play. So happy, hopeful, so at home in this playground. So much uncontained expression of joyful laughter. With each moment that passes, as you watch this child play, you feel a rising in your chest, an excitement as your heart swells with bliss. You lean forward now on your bench, trying to make out who this child is, their fearless expression of life at play. But no matter how hard you squint your eyes, it seems the child's face is out of focus. You want to leap off your bench and run to the child and ask, How? How? How can you play like this? How can you feel all of this joy? And how can you forget all your fear? As you continue to watch this sweet child at play, you begin to feel within you a swell of tears coming. They're small at first, but they're rising out. But then you allow them to fully release. And in those tears, you feel a letting go. You feel yourself embracing a divine level of permission for you to embrace a rejuvenating sense of play again in your daily life. These tears activate as it's giving you a sense of permission to activate the fearless joy of your inner child again. These tears represent lost time, forgotten, as you've forgotten how to play, where you've punished yourself by withholding this joy from yourself. And you realize that it no longer serves you. As you sit there with your hands in your face, tears of surrender flowing through your fingertips, you hear it. The tiny footsteps on the gravel in front of your park bench. Then you feel such an empowering presence of love directly in front of you. And tiny hands gently pulling your hands away. You look up. It's the child. And now you see who it is. You. The child smiles and giggles a little out loud at the surprised look on your face. Then you both begin to giggle together. And it turns into a laughter so loud it echoes across the morning sky. Then the child that is you, says the words you haven't heard in many, many years. It's okay. Let's go play. You want to play? You leap off your bench and off into the park you go. All burdens fall away from your mind, all the obligations, the stress, everything. You embrace the lightness of play. Now you see it. Now you feel it. And you realize that you have always deserved it. And it is forever within you. Beautiful. Now, bringing your awareness back to your breath, I will count from 1 to 3. 1. As your awareness is back on your breath, back to your body. 2. Activating the cells in your body with your new integrated soul's truth that you will engage in play on a regular basis, as it is in your divine right. 3. Back into your original space with clarity and inner peace, with an awareness and knowingness of being fully accepting of receiving the answers you seek and engaging in the play you need, eyes wide open. And come back to me. All right, everyone. Little camera move there, right? Are you with me? A little longer than usual, but it's important. I'll come look in the chat. Okay. All right. How was the visualization for you, everyone? Hmm? Anybody still here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. Were you in it with me? Could you feel it? I even got emotional. As I felt the divine truth of it, as I felt your bodies integrating it, it brought me a lot of joy. Hmm. Yeah. Hello, Hannah. You were with me. You felt that it was amazing. I feel so refreshed. That makes me happy. Samira, it went deep, didn't it? And you, my friend, are a workaholic. When was the last time you went out and kicked a soccer ball? Hmm? I want you to play more. Okay. Janelle, fun. I'm so grateful. You're such a bright soul on planet Earth, dear one. Okay. Yeah. It brought me to tears. It did me too, Vicki. Okay. It brought me to tears when I wrote it, when I was creating, when I edited, right? I get in my zone and I vary a little bit, but I need a shell. Okay. And it's just how my creative process works. So it was emotional for me too. Hmm. I I did get to play as a child, but I also didn't at the same time, right? And so it's always been hard for me when someone has said to me, "What do you like to do when you don't want to do something, or what do you want to do in your spare time?" Hate the question, okay? Because my work brings me so much joy, but I'm much better at it now. I'm learning to create those hobbies, create time for play. You know, I loved the bike ride, loved it. I go back to Northern Idaho again just to do that ride. Okay, it brings that much joy to me, and I love doing things I don't think I can do. That doesn't mean, I want to climb my Mount Everest without training for it, right? I'm not that girl, but this was doable based on my athletic ability. So, all right. But I can also have fun because I live about 10 minutes from the ocean. I can also have fun going down to the ocean and walking along the ocean, finding, cool shells, throwing them back into the water, right? That brings me joy too. So it doesn't have to be that I have to leave Los Angeles to have fun. There's all sorts of ways. Mm-hmm. All right, dear ones. Unless you have anything you want to ask me, and if you want to ask me something, put it in the chat. You know that I love communicating, I love helping you. So if you have something pressing on your mind, put it in the chat now, okay? So I know that you want some help, and we can go there for a minute, okay? Your child is your inner child. You're right, Henna. That is exactly what I'm doing. Is I'm bringing that child. It is you. You are the child. My voice gave out on me just a slight moment there. I've been literally talking since 7 a.m. This is my third live event that I've taught content on. Okay. I taught my certification class today, almost 2 hours. And then I taught a live presentation and did a healing in there at 3, and then this one. So I have been talking all day. And my voice gave out just a bit when I said you. But then I brought it back up when I said the child is you. So I hope you got that. This is you. It is your inner child. It is you as a child. So absolutely, you did it perfectly. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Sometimes, everyone, I'll do a visualization that might be a little bit hard, to visualize because not everybody, especially if they weren't taught how to play or be creative, are allowed to do that. And see, also, if you didn't have parents that modeled play, then you don't give yourself that time because you weren't taught that that's something you do, right? I wasn't modeled play. Now, my brother is extremely good at play, and he has taught his children that. So he's also the youngest, right? I'm the oldest. Anyway, so if it's not modeled, it's also a learned behavior that you don't give yourself permission to have playtime. Okay, what else do we have here? You're right. Nothing is complete without doing, finding that missing puzzle piece, Samir. Yeah. hmm it's going to rejuvenate you. It will. It'll activate those cells. It'll get you back into that place of flow. That's what play does. hmm Great comments, everyone. I love having you with me. All right. And I'll see you again next week. If you ever have a question, put it in the Facebook group, okay? And I'll respond to it. Put it in this chat and I'll respond to it. Sometimes it takes me a couple of days, but I will always respond. If a few days go by and I don't, there are those algorithms, even in a private or a public Facebook, that it can hide that, right? Just re-tag me in it. Just tag, me and then give me your question again, okay? Sending you lots of love, lots of activated play, permission to play. And I want to know what you're doing this coming weekend that's enjoyable, that you consider play. All right. And I'll see you next week.